Did you know that if we connected a little bit more with our bodies and we connected deeper with our vaginas, we can tap into more power, more personal power, and not only that, also creativity, the power of creation, and we could also tap into our intuition. Have you ever wondered why for so many centuries sex, the feminine, the bodies has been repressed and ashamed, and all these subjects were talked with guilt and fear? And maybe, just maybe, this is my own hypothesis. It's because they were afraid. They were afraid of us women reclaiming our power and showing fully who we are. I think and I believe that if we tapped into our bodies and connected more with our bodies and vaginas, we will also tap into vital energy, into life force energy, and therefore that will enhance our personal power. And not only our personal power, but also our power of creation and creativity. So if we want to really be who we are fully, I think it's really important to tap into the power that is actually held there. I'm Emela Berra. I'm a sexual and spiritual coach, and I help people to connect deeply with their bodies and unlock the potential that is there within. So today I want to talk about this fascinating topic and the relationship between our vaginas and our personal power. I think it's important to talk about this because, as I mentioned before, we can enhance our intuition or start to tap into our intuition. We can also develop more creativity and more power of creation. And we can also develop our personal power just by connecting with the area of the pelvis and the vagina. And our power is very different from the power that is outside there, or we believe power is. Our power as women is very different. It's not a power that divides. It's not a power that pushes, that antagonizes. It's a power that is actually way softer and doesn't need to prove anything. It magnetizes, it harmonizes. And the world will be very different if we actually tapped a little bit more into that power instead of the power that is out there, that is all about controlling, pushing, and repressing. So that's why it's important, because we can create change just by tapping into our bodies and our own divine and sexual energy. Sexual energy is actually creative energy. The same way life is created with the connection and the union of the ovum and the sperm, in a metaphorical way, we can create with that same energy, with sexual energy. So sexual energy is not different than creative energy. So when we tap into that energy and harness its power, we can actually create and manifest things in the world. So when we are not connected with our vaginas, as women, we experience lack of vitality, lack of power. We can experience also lack of joy, lack of creativity. We can feel that actually everything is just so mundane, so gray around us. And on the contrary, when we tap into that power within, we can feel fully alive. We can feel the vibrancy of life because we're tapping into sexual energy. So it's really important to connect with that part of our bodies that has been for many, many years suppressed. The first reason to do that is because that will bring much more aliveness, because life energy will swirl around our body, and actually that will give us the experience of feeling more alive. The second reason for us to be interested in connecting with our vaginas is because we can enhance our intuition, or we can tap into our intuition. The vagina has its own intelligence, its own wisdom. So many times we have override that, and we have just pushed, not really listening to our bodies. When we felt something as a no, we still did it, and that actually took power away from us. So when we connect with our vaginas, we will feel clearly the impulses that come from within and tell us when to do something and when not to do it. And that will make us feel like we can flow in life more easily, because we will know what is aligned for us and what is not aligned for us. So that is the second reason why connecting with our vaginas is extremely powerful and good. The third reason for us being interested in connecting with our vaginas is because it will enhance our creativity. As I said before, life energy and creative energy are one and the same thing. And so when we tap into that, we are going to feel alive, but also we're going to feel a flow of creative energy, where we are going to be capable of actually achieving our goals and bringing our ideas out to the world. We can manifest things. We can have the energy to do those things. On the contrary, if we don't tap into this creative energy, we'll feel that something is missing, that something is blocking us, and it will be very difficult to go forward and flow. Whereas tapping into creative energy and sexual energy from our vaginas will give us a lot of inspiration. If we are an artist, we can have many creative ideas about how to paint or create in that area, but it could be anything. It could be writing, it could be poetry, it could be dancing. And so that will make us feel also more alive. And the fourth reason to connect to our vaginas is because that will also enable us to feel our own power. And our own power, what do I mean? Is what do we stand for? Can we speak our truth? Can we express it? That's what I mean by personal power. We are going to feel that we know what we are. And if we know what we are, we can also walk through life aligned and capable of expressing our truth, our voice, and also our desires. And so we're not going to be living outside for others' truth, but for our own truth. You might know that there is a connection between certain organs in the body and also emotional states. In the case of the vagina, when the vagina is actually working well and the energy is flowing well in that area, that actually correlates to personal power and creativity. And so when we are feeling really connected with ourselves, with our vaginas, we're going to experiment this flow of creative energy. So in order to do that, to actually connect deeper with our vaginas, we can do a very simple practice that is called the microcosmic orbit and has been taught by Mantak Chia. I have used that practice many, many times, and I still teach it because it's so simple and yet so powerful. And this practice, you can do it lying down or sitting up straight. And that will take maybe 5 or 10 minutes. You can do it in the morning, you can do it before bed. And it consists in actually circling the energy up and down through the body. So we're going to inhale through the back of the body, through the spine, up to the crown. And then the exhalation will be also through the nose, through the front of the body, again back to the perineum. So we're going to complete a cycle, a circle, a loop. And that is going to circle the energy around our bodies. This practice is going to be very beneficial for many reasons. One of them is increasing libido, increasing the sensations in the body, specifically in the area of the vagina. So that will help us to connect with that part. It will help us to connect with our bodies. It will help us as well to feel vitality, aliveness, and vibrancy, because the energy will start flowing through the body and not will be concentrated only in that area. So we will be moving sexual energy. And so that will also help us to be more creative and bring more creativity into our lives. So of course, like anything, It requires practice, and I'm assuring you that within only a few days, you can actually feel a difference in your body, how there is actually more aliveness, how is my vibrancy. And this is a beautiful practice because it's very simple, but it actually touches many of the points that I talked about today. So if you like this video, give a like, and you can comment or ask any questions whatsoever. If you're by any chance interested or curious about my mentorship, you can actually click the link below.